Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the court made a ruling as far as how the National Assembly should be constituted, and it is clear that Azimio are the majority and the Kenya Kwanza are the minority. There was also a question about Wetangula being the party leader of Ford Kenya and also being the Speaker of the National Assembly. With that, Wetangula is left with one option or two. Either resign as the Ford Kenya party leader or resign as the Speaker to take one. That was the court position. Today, the members of Parliament are back from recess, and as they open the Parliament, the first question that the Member of Parliament, Milo put to Wetangula is on, number one, respecting the court order by allowing Azimio to take up positions of the majority in the National Assembly. Junet Mohammed should be the majority, followed by Robert Buya, and we're also talking about Milo Odhiambo as majority whip. Then the other ones to occupy the other positions. So it's a move that the Azimio side want to take over the majority side, their position, and the Kenya Kwanza to be in their position. That is the argument. Now, the issue that I'm seeing here is that Wetangula is being put to a question, and from where we're standing, the only person or people who can save Wetangula are just two people. Number one, William Ruto. Number two, Raila Odinga. But definitely Wetangula can be impeached. If he don't resign, he can be impeached. But the only people who can save him, two people. And I look at this situation, I see a danger here. That you become so compromised Speaker of the National Assembly simply because your life in the National Assembly lies in the hands of two individuals, but not in the hands of the total number of members of Parliament. Tuko na 400 ama ni wangapi? Ni 300 ama ni 400. So two people, Raila and William Ruto. But then going forward, will the National Assembly respect Wetangula? And is Wetangula going to respect the court order? Or it was a court ruling, by the way. Will he respect the court ruling? Or which way? Those are the questions that Kenyans are asking. But first of all, listen to this.
Milo Odhiambo, take the floor. Order.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Mr. Speaker, I rise under Standing Order 19A and 20. Mr. Speaker.
Hold on, Millie. Honorable members, can we hear Milo Odhiambo? Order, Anjala. Order. 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 Honorable Gertrude Mbeyu and those who are conducting themselves like you, Honorable Mawade, the excitement does not preclude the application of standing orders. And if I see you getting rowdy again, I'll request you to leave the chamber. Milo Odhiambo. Order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand under Standing Order 19A and Standing Order 20. Mr. Speaker, and in furtherance of a recent decision by the High Court HTC number E202 of 2023, Kenneth Njagi Njiru and 11 others versus the National Assembly of Kenya and others. Mr. Speaker, I will not go to the demerits and merits of that matter. I will go to what the court concluded, which is that the Azimio side is the majority. And based on that, Mr. Speaker, again, because I've said I'm not going to the merits and demerits of that decision, Mr. Speaker, I want to just indicate that I have therefore, as the majority party whip of Azimio, today handed over to your office a copy of that decision of the High Court with a letter that we are giving you our, according to the standing orders, our majority leader as Honorable Junet Mohammed and Honorable Robert Mbui. Mr. Speaker, following the standing orders, Honorable Junet will thereafter then communicate me officially as the minority whip, going by what the standing orders, but a majority whip. Majority. Mr. Speaker, I also stand under standing order 90 and had actually consulted you about this. And Mr. Speaker, if you look at the judgment of that court, the court actually infer that because of the position you hold as Speaker and also as Chairman of your party, Mr. Speaker, it is not as party leader of your party. Mr. Speaker, it is not possible for you, to be fair, you are going to be conflicted when you are conducting the matters of this House. Mr. Speaker, I therefore humbly request you to step down and mandate Honorable Gladys Bosch-Sholei to take over in discharging the functions as the Speaker because of your conflict of interest. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Order.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in concluding, Mr. Speaker, because I said I'm not going to go to the merits and demerits of the matter, in concluding, I want to urge that as a parliament, we need to obey court rulings and decisions, even when we don't agree with them. And Mr. Speaker, I also just want to indicate that you can see my two colleagues are standing next to me. My advice to them in future is to follow a philosophy from my community which says, Telo ikao, telo kumingato. So next time they should do what Honorable Ruku did. Jump if you have to, but take your position the way Honorable Millie has done.
Is that part of your point of order?
No. Mr. Speaker, I said as an obiter. And Mr. Speaker, I would also just want to say, very finally, also as an obiter, Mr. Speaker, people are also talking about broad-based. Again, I'm very careful. I'm saying this as an obiter. It's not my substantive argument. Mr. Speaker, people talk of broad-based. Yeah, and even when you look at the decisions of the arguments of the court, they keep making reference to the de jure and the de facto. And many things may have changed over time. And Mr. Speaker, I'd want to say that actually if you look at this side of the House today, we are seeing broad, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if we want to see good faith, we want to see if it is also based. It is broad. But based, whether it is based will depend on the decision going forward. Otherwise, we will be told by the court it is hot air, this broad base is hot air, wild goose chase, and all those other things, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Now, we are continuing with this panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching this channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, look at this. Millie Odhiambo is asking WETANGULA to step down. And as he steps down, someone will be occupying something. Step down as the Ford Kenya party leader, or Gladys Bosch-Sholei will be our speaker. Already a threat, They are even suggesting who should be the speaker. Gladys Bosch-Sholei. who is Gladys Bossiole, a person very close to William Ruto. She has told us that for her, she only wait for the direction, that when you tell me go right, I will go right. When you tell me go left, I will go left. That is what Gladys Bossiole at one point told William Ruto face to eyes. And she said in her capacity as the deputy speaker. Now imagine, this is the person that they want to be the Speaker of the National Assembly. I look at the argument here and I see Azimio and Kenya Kwanza in a very calculated manner. They want to keep Kenyans in this dilemma as if they are fighting when they are not. It is all about their own interest. Remember, these people are in the broad-based government. Watu wenye wanazaongea maneno hapa tuchukulie serious ni watu wa Wiper, wale wa Martha Karua, hao na wa DAP-K party. I rather listen to Peter Selassie, PK, Mias West MP, East MP, Peter Selassie. I rather listen to him talking about this than listening to Millie Odhiambo, who seems to be speaking the truth but playing politics. They want to pressure Wetangula to align himself with what Ruto wants. Resign from Ford Kenya Party, and not only resigning, merge Ford Kenya Party with the Kenya Kwanza. Akisha merge anapeleka wajumbe kama 9 huko. ANC ilipeleka 9. That is what they are pushing for. So Wetangula has to decide either to risk his position as the speaker or sacrifice his party and lose it. That is now where we have reached. Again, they want Wetangula to be in that panic mode such that he becomes so much compromised when it comes to what the executive want to pass when they have their bills. That you have a speaker who will be compromised and aligned. So kitu ya kukwambia ati uko kwa Ford Kenya, uko aligned one side. No. Once you are threatened and you don't have numbers, that the president and the opposition leader are the ones having numbers, you will have no option but to do what they want you to do. So this ruling has not empowered anything. It has, in fact, compromised so many things. I don't know your views, but let us put in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much and see you in our next video.